you don't necessarily have to be in Canada to find accommodation. This place is depressing. I'm not gonna lie. You can get a room in somebody's apartment to share, because I found my accommodation even in Ghana before I came. You intend to get the deluxe studio with a full kitchen, bougie.
Hi.
Because he has moolah. Hi my loves, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, hi, my name is Sichua. I am a Ghanaian residing in Canada as an international student studying in the University of Regina, Saskatchewan. I make videos about my life as an international student, some few vlogs here and there, and some tips to help you as an international student or as someone who's planning to come to Canada as an international student. It is beautiful here. I hope you stick and stay. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with all your friends and loved ones. I'm coming your way this week to bring you information about accommodation, as you've already seen in the title of the video. This is going to be a video to give you information on how to get accommodation as a new international student in Canada, what to do, what are the pros and cons of living on campus, and the pros and cons of living off campus. If this is a video that you're interested in watching, stick and stay, and let's get right into the video. I'm going to use the University of Regina as a base or as the main point of information that I can offer to you, because that's where I school and I live off campus, right? So I'll be able to give you some perspective on how, you know, I navigated my way through my stay here. I've been here for close to 2 years, so I hope, you know, you can take a thing or two from my experience, and you know, that can help you in your search for accommodation. As we all know, once you get admission to study in Canada or in any country as an international student, one of the major things on your mind will be where to stay. Because when I got my admission to study in Canada, I was like, I'm so excited to come to Canada, but where am I going to stay? Do I stay on campus or do I stay off campus? I have with me here somebody who works with the university as a resident assistant or community assistant. What is your role? Community assistant. So I have with me here a friend who is a community assistant on the University of Regina campus, and then he can share with us some, you know, pros and cons of living on campus, because when he came to Canada in 2021, right? When did you come? 2022. When he came to Canada in 2022, he lived on campus because he has moolah, he has money. But me, immediately I came from Ghana, I came to live off campus because I did not have money. So his name is Chisom. He's gonna share with us why he chose to live on campus, and you know, some tips and tricks on whether you need to stay on campus or off campus, right? So let's invite Chisom to join us.
I'm looking Jaga. You did me go. Someone that is helpless.
Chisom says he's not camera ready today, so we'll just have an interview with him and listen to what he has to say without showing his face, right? Okay, so Chisom, why did you decide to stay on campus when you came to Canada?
Yeah, so back home from my undergraduate degree, I stayed on campus, and staying on campus then was, in terms of affordability, it was more affordable. In terms of security, it was safer to stay on campus than staying outside of campus. So I thought, coming into Canada, it would be the same. So I felt if I stay on campus, I would save more money, and in terms of security, I would be more secure. But when I got into Canada, I discovered that in terms of affordability, the reverse was the case, because staying on campus is more expensive than staying outside of campus. Okay. But in terms of security, staying on campus is more secured than staying outside of campus.
Okay. If you decide to stay on campus, there are so many pros, right? The very first one is security. The campus security is always available and accessible to you when you're living on campus. There's an option where the security guards on campus or the security officials on campus can walk with you to your your various or respective residences if you need that assistance. There's also the accessibility of campus facilities like the library. There's a pool station where you can play snooker. There's food on campus. There's so many facilities on campus that you can have access to as a new student in Canada. You have access to the gym and the swimming pool on campus for the Fit Fam squad, right? So that's a good thing. If you live on campus, there are several instances where the housing services organize karaoke nights for students to mingle and meet new people. They also have like bowling sessions. They have like different fun activities that you can indulge in when you're living on campus. The housing services at University of Regina has a schedule bi-weekly to offer buses to students who want to go for grocery shopping. So in case you're living on campus and you don't have enough groceries, you just have to wait for 2 weeks, and then the campus facilities or the housing services will organize a bus for you to go get your groceries. See, there's so many good things about living on campus, right? However, living on campus can be also very expensive. Housing prices on campus at the University of Regina differ based on the type of housing, the name of housing, and the number of people who share the housing facility. So I have here on my laptop the list of housing for University of Regina in case you want to live on campus. The very first housing on University of Regina campus is the Keswick Towers. So with the Keswick Towers, for a dorm with a private washroom apartment, for the duration of a semester, you have to pay 3,276 Canadian dollars each person. And then you also have the option of paying this amount every month. So for the monthly payment or the monthly installment, because every semester is 4 months, so you get to pay this amount 4 times in the semester. So the payable amount in 4 equal installments is 819 Canadian dollars if you want to live in the dorm with a private washroom. So it is important for you to note that if you choose to get the dorm with a private washroom, it doesn't come with a kitchen. So you are required to get a meal plan as part of the 3,276 Canadian dollars for the semester. So if you intend to live in Keswick Towers for a 4-bedroom apartment, you would have to pay 3,482 Canadian dollars. And if you intend to pay that every month, you'll be paying 870.50 Canadian dollars. If you intend to go for the 2-bedroom apartment on campus in the Keswick Towers, you'll be paying 3,884 Canadian dollars. And if you want the monthly installment, you'll be paying 971 Canadian dollars. If you intend to get the deluxe studio with a full kitchen, bougie, you would be paying 4,580 Canadian dollars. And if you want to pay it in installment, a monthly installment, you'll be paying 1,145 Canadian dollars. So there are 4 housing facilities on the University of Regina campus. There is the Keswick Towers, Pasqua and Wapa Towers, College West, and then La Cité. So with all the residential facilities on campus, they have a similar price range. I'll do well to put the link to all these housing facilities and their respective prices in the description box below, so you can go back to check in case you're looking for more information. So as I was recording my video, my dad just called. So say hi to my YouTubers.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm not fine.
I'll call you back when I finish the video. I'll call you back. Don't sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Say bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Accommodation prices are different if you decide to live off campus. So if you decide to get a 1-bedroom apartment, that is more expensive compared to getting a 2-bedroom apartment here in Regina. That's what I can say for here, Regina. So I decided to go for the 2-bedroom apartment because it's a cheaper option and I was lucky to get a good deal. So if you are looking for accommodation off campus, there are a few websites that you can check. The first one is Facebook Marketplace. The next one is kijiji.ca. And then you can also check Boardwalk if you are in Regina or in Canada. I think they have accommodation elsewhere aside Regina. So before I came to Canada, I went on Facebook Marketplace. I set my location to Regina, and then I looked for 2-bedroom apartments in Regina. So no matter where you are in the world, if you're in Nigeria, Ghana, whatever country that you are in, you can just go to Facebook. You see the Facebook Marketplace option there, and then you set your location to Regina or Toronto, any other city you are in, and then you can find accommodation wherever you are. You don't necessarily have to be in Canada to find accommodation, because I found my accommodation even in Ghana before I came. So that's the very first step you need to do. Secondly, you need to, if it's good if you have somebody in the city that you are intending to go for viewing for you, because sometimes the pictures on the apps or the pictures on the website do not necessarily match with how it looks like in reality. So they might go for like really nice pictures and put on their website, and then by the time you go and look at the thing in person, disaster. So we don't want that to happen. If you have somebody in the city that you intend to go to, you can plead with the person, because everybody is very busy, but you can plead with the person to at least go and do a viewing on your behalf, and then that would give you a better idea of how the accommodation looks before you go. So I had the opportunity to get somebody to do that for me before I came to Canada, and that person was really, really helpful, because it helped me get a better idea of the accommodation that I was getting. Also, you need to keep in mind that the average cost of 2-bedroom apartments in Canada, in Regina, where I currently live, is around 1,200 Canadian dollars for a month, excluding utilities. And people are lucky to get accommodation that have utilities inclusive. So if you get that option, good for you. If you get a fully furnished accommodation, it might be a plus for you, because as an international student, you're just coming with your bags. If there's already a mattress or a couch in the house, it's a plus for you. But sometimes you don't always get that option, right? When I moved in my apartment, I didn't have any mattress or couch. It was just an empty apartment. I just came with my bag. So most of the apartments in Canada usually come with an electric burner and a fridge. But I was lucky enough to get an accommodation that had those two, and then a washer and a dryer in my apartment. So that was a plus for me. Some of the accommodation do not come with that. You have to pay for laundry separately in a public laundry service, right? And sometimes too, when you're looking for accommodation on Facebook Marketplace, you can get an option where somebody has like a 3-bedroom apartment and is renting a single room in that apartment. So you have to share the kitchen space and then the washrooms with that person. Sometimes it helps so that when you get into the country, you can later find an accommodation that you personally want. So it's a good step. And those ones do not really cost much, like 500 to 800 Canadian dollars. You can get a room in somebody's apartment to share within the first few months that you arrive in Canada. So keep that in mind. There is a lot of that available, actually, because when I was coming, I think I was looking at that option or an Airbnb, because it was getting close to the time that I was coming to Canada and I didn't have an accommodation. So I was looking for a 1-bedroom in somebody's 3-bedroom apartment or somebody's house, and then I would just settle in that 1-bedroom and share the kitchen and washroom. And then later I would also go and find my own accommodation. But I was lucky to get a 2-bedroom with a shared kitchen and a shared washroom with my flatmate. So that's the option that I went for. An average cost of a 1-bedroom apartment is around like 1,000 Canadian dollars. And so sometimes too, I feel like sometimes when you come to Canada, you need somebody to help you, around. So if you get a 1-bedroom apartment, even though it's like you have your own privacy and all that, it has its own specs, but sometimes it helps, This place is depressing. I'm not gonna lie. You can be depressed. So if you have somebody around you, you can talk to, somebody. I was very lucky. I got my flatmate, and then she was here a year before. Even though she wasn't in Regina, she was in Saskatoon, but she was in Canada a year before I came. So she really helped me with some of the things I needed to get, groceries and where to get them and stuff like that. So I was really lucky to get her in my corner. She's the best. And so yeah, so get a 1-bedroom, because first of all, you don't know anybody in this country. You don't know anywhere. Just get 1-bedroom and you're just in that room alone. Well, it's expensive, and if you want that option, free to do what you want. But I really wanted to get like a 2-bedroom so that, you know, I have somebody to talk to in case I miss home or I get depressed. There's somebody to talk to. So yeah. So the average cost of utilities, if you don't pay that inclusive in your rent, ranges from 80 to 150 Canadian dollars in Regina. So keep that in mind and factor that into your budget when you're coming.
What you're paying for? Light, energy.
Okay, Chisom. The average cost, Chisom is disturbing me. Let me just put that out there. You don't want to show your face, so why are you disturbing me?
I'm just giving you hints.
Average cost of utility in Regina is between 80 to 150 Canadian dollars if you don't pay that inclusive with your rent. So because Canada is really cold, you have to pay for heat, you have to pay for light, and you have to pay for Wi-Fi. Some people pay for water, but I am fortunate to not pay for water in the apartment that I live in. So I pay for heat, Wi-Fi, and electricity. There are several pros of living off campus, one being the affordability of it, because comparing the amount I pay off campus for rent and the one I would have paid on campus for rent, there's a huge difference, right? So it's affordable to live off campus. When you're living off campus, you have the accessibility to other facilities that are in the city, because campus might be far from where those facilities are, and you don't necessarily have to struggle to get there if you live off campus. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this video helps you to decide where you want to live as an international student coming to Canada. Weigh the pros and cons of each option, and then I hope this video helps you make the best decision for you. I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with all your friends and loved ones. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. She's so okay.